Hey, what's up everyone? My name is PersNikity. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my walkthrough for Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. This is my brutal difficulty walkthrough. We're just going to jump right into it, and then throughout this video I'm going to show you or tell you how this walkthrough is going to work and everything like that. But here we go. I don't talk during cutscenes, so let's start this off.
What's going on? That's my blood. That's my blood. It's a lot of my blood. Oh, God.
Alright, so here we go, officially starting the game. This first level is really nothing at all. This first level introduces you to the climbing component of the game. So how to jump, how to climb, how to traverse your obstacles. I think there's one enemy to deal with here, but obviously it's not a very daunting task to take him out. So as I said, this is brutal difficulty, which is immensely tough. It is nowhere near compared to crushing difficulty. So for those of you who are Uncharted veterans or even first-time players, crushing's not that bad. If it's your first time, sure, I can see how that could be difficult. But the more you play Uncharted, the more you get used to the mechanics, and crushing becomes a pretty easy difficulty. Brutal, however, is not like that. Brutal is insanely tough. The firefights will kill you in 1 or 2 bullets. It's hard. And so that's not the only reason though that I'm making this walkthrough. So Uncharted, for those of you who have watched a few of my videos, you probably have heard me say, Uncharted is my favorite gaming franchise of all time, and Uncharted 1 is what I consider my favorite game. It's tied for first as my favorite video game of all time, tied with Resident Evil 4. But Uncharted 2 is a very special game because it's widely considered the best Uncharted game among the Uncharted community. Uncharted 1 is great, but a lot of people say that it doesn't hold up well because of the improvements that came in later games. Uncharted 3, while it's obviously still a good game, people felt like it was a little too ambitious, the multiplayer wasn't quite there. I enjoy the game, I enjoy all of these games, but I can see where some of the faults come from. And Uncharted 4, of course, you know, another masterpiece, a fantastic piece of storytelling, but it did have its faults. I felt, again, it was a bit too over-ambitious. They made the levels a bit too large for my liking for an Uncharted game. There's quite a few things that I felt were different, but overall, still, I mean, you cannot say that these games are bad. The least you could say is that these games are slightly less as good or less better than Uncharted 2. So just take that however you will. But the point is, this is a fantastic game. I actually wasn't going to cover this game right now, so I just wrapped up my Uncharted 1 walkthrough, and I was going to play a new game called Troll and I, because I was just kind of looking for like a fun independent game to pick up. But it turns out Troll and I is a terrible game that has gotten bad reviews across the board on every reviewing website, and so I decided to back off and, you know, just continue with the series and move on to Uncharted 2. So here is going to be another lengthy cutscene. I'll see you after that.
Buy me a drink, sailor.
Harry Flynn? Hey! What the hell are you doing here?
I'm looking for you, mate.
Uh-oh. Should I be flattered or worried?
Maybe a bit of both. Come here. I've got a job for us.
Really?
The client is willing to part with a huge sum of cash if we acquire a certain object for him.
All right, I'm listening.
Now, you're not gonna like this.
Oh, no. No, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, you just hear me out for a second.
Flynn, we both know 2 people who were killed trying to lift something out of this
And
place.
one who made it out.
Yeah, barely.
I can't do this without you, Drake. You're the only one who's cracked it, and you know better than anyone it's a 2-person job.
No. 3, actually.
Right. And speak of the devil, here she comes now.
What?
Chloe Fraser.
Nate. Drake. Nathan. Drake.
Hello, Harry.
Chloe here's one of the best drivers in the business. She'll take good care of us.
I bet.
Right, look. I've got it all figured out. We go in through the sewer.
Loving it so far.
That puts us in the courtyard. From there, we scale up the wall, run across the rooftops, and just drop down into the exhibit hall. Bob's your uncle. And what is worth all this trouble, I hear you ask?
I didn't, but go ahead. But that's it. An oil lamp.
Yeah.
It's worthless. I don't get it.
Neither do we. That's why we tracked you down.
Well, it sounds like you're working for a nutcase. Some collector who's got too much time and money on his hands. And by the way, this is not worth any of it.
But there's more. How's your 13th century Latin, mate?
Where'd you get this?
Borrowed it from the files of the nutcase.
In Trebizond, we were set upon by thieves. Father, Maffeo, and I were robbed of our greatest treasures. This was written by Marco Polo.
Yes, that much we were able to work out.
Unfortunately, the rest of it's nonsense.
Hey, hold on. So that it should not fall into the wrong hands, I concealed my great sorrow in the unlikeliest place. The light of the great Khan shelters the fate of the 13.
See what I mean? It's just gibberish.
He's talking about the Lost Fleet.
Yeah.
I know, someone want to fill me in?
Marco Polo leaves China with 600 passengers and 14 ships, loaded down with treasure from Kublai Khan. And he lands in Persia a year and a half later, with only 1 ship left and only 18 passengers. Now, he recorded every detail of his journey, but he never told what happened to all those ships and the passengers.
So somewhere out there are 13 ships loaded with the Emperor's treasure waiting to be found.
Yeah, and that is what your client is after. Hey, look at this lamp. It's covered in Mongolian script. It must have been a gift from Kublai Khan.
The light of the great Khan shelters the fate of the 13.
Marco Polo hid something inside this lamp. Something that pinpoints the site of the Lost Fleet.
So, we're dicking this guy over, right?
Damn straight.
Absolutely. You in then?
What the hell? I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Alright, so we're going to gain control of Drake once again, and in the last cutscene, we got introduced to 2 characters who are perhaps 2 of the best characters in the franchise. That is a Harry Flynn and Chloe Fraser. Obviously, even though this game is old, I like to make my walkthroughs spoiler-free, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But these 2 characters are great, and it really kind of goes with what I meant earlier about why so many people consider Uncharted 2 to be the best game in the franchise, because they really just expanded on everything you wanted to be expanded upon from the first game. There's more characters, there's more character depth, there's more backstory. It's a fantastic piece of storytelling. Basically what you expect from Naughty Dog at this point. And those 2 characters are just one of the reasons. Or 2 of the reasons, I guess. But anyway, open this door, turn around, and you'll find a gun on the ground, and you're going to use that to take out the one enemy in this level. So shoot this lock off, open the door, and then immediately you're going to take cover behind a box. Now, on brutal difficulty, as I've said, you can take 1 to 2 hits and you're going to die. And even when the game only throws 1 enemy at you, that can be a tough task alone. So you see this guy here, go ahead and just shoot him once. You don't even have to kill him because that explosion will take him out for you. But anyway, so with the first video of my walkthroughs, I kind of like to introduce myself. So I go by the name PersNikity. I make hardest difficulty walkthroughs on my channel. I've been considering branching out and making some achievement and trophy guide videos, but I'm not sure if I'm going to commit to that yet. But that's actually how I started my channel, was making those types of guides. But so what I like to do is I like to show you how to beat video games on the hardest difficulty settings. I like to include all gameplay, and I like to commentate my entire videos except for the cutscenes. So I would like people to watch my videos as Let's Plays, so the gameplay is here for you, but I don't talk during cutscenes because I feel like the story is too important. But I also like to commentate throughout the whole video, either being helpful, either being funny, or just kind of sharing my personal opinions on the game and everything like that. So during videos like this, you'll hear me not so much being helpful, but just talking about my channel in general and anything like that. But anyway, here is one more semi-smaller cutscene, and then we'll wrap up the video.
Hello. Well, so much for foreplay.
You mind telling me what the hell is going on?
You mean with Flynn?
Yeah, you might have warned me.
And missed the look on your face? Anyway, you haven't exactly made yourself easy to find.
Talk about making yourself easy.
Oh, you're not jealous. Let's not forget who walked out on whom. After all, you don't get to be jealous.
Wait a minute, Chloe.
If it makes you feel any better, my relationship with Flynn is strictly professional.
Really?
Mostly professional.
Oh.
When I figured out he was actually on to something, I thought you'd want to be in on the action.
So what's the plan?
Just like we said, we pull the heist, we find the ships, and we make off with the treasure.
With Flynn?
Mm-hmm.
And then?
And then we split the take 3 ways, and you and I just disappear. Together, this time.
I see.
Until then, he can't know about us.
He's gonna be pissed.
He's gonna be fine. Trust me.
Alright, so, gain control of Drake for the final time, and we're pretty much going to be done with this level, but again, this is just what I'm touching on. Like, already here in the first game, you see that this new character, Chloe, has some sort of romantic relationship with Drake, and they even mentioned, you know, that they have a history together because one of them said, let's not forget who walked out on who. And so that's really what just made this game so fantastic. There was just so much more depth to the characters. There was so much little subtle story going on. And I think that the players really appreciated that, and I got to kind of tip my hat to the developers for improving on Uncharted 1, which in my opinion is still one of the best games of all time. But yeah, so you're going to make your way through here. There's going to be one short little cinematic at the end, but there's no dialogue, so I'll go ahead and commentate throughout the rest of this video, even though there's like 30 seconds left to go. But yeah, those are so in this video I kind of explained how my videos are going to work. Whoops, sorry for that scratching noise. I kind of explained how my videos are going to work and everything like that, how I like to do my commentary and whatnot. The first 2 chapters of this game are incredibly simple. Things will not get tough until Chapter 3, and that's when my commentary is really going to be on the more helpful side than on the entertaining side like I shoot for in this type of video. But anyway, guys, strap yourselves in. Uncharted 2, I believe this game is 26 chapters long. The best game in the franchise. And yeah, I'm looking forward to making this walkthrough. So if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe if you get the chance, and I'll see you in the next video.